Okay, so hopefully this is going well. This is the Mortal Kombat X. Another game Morgan kind of the kill count did me the kill count on. I think there's another one she wants me to do. I can't figure which one that is. It's not on my reaction to list. So I'm gonna either have to scroll through Discord to find it, or I don't know. But yeah, just me do this. So let's get on with the video. I guess.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite Mortal Kombat media. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at Mortal Kombat X, released on PS4, Xbox One, and PC in 2015. MKX is a direct sequel to Mortal Kombat 9, which revitalized the series in 2011. Thanks to that game's success, the hype for MKX was unreal. It became the fastest and best-selling game of the franchise, with more than 10 million copies sold. Didn't hurt that it had a cool trailer with Subby and Scorpion fighting to a Wiz Khalifa song. Mortal Kombat's jump to a new gaming generation was accompanied by a change in art direction and fighting mechanics. MKX is darker than the other NetherRealm Studios games, with muted colors that are mostly varying shades of gray and brown. The women's outfits are way less skimpy, and characters get sweaty and bloody during their battles. Leaves them looking kinda slimy in the end, like someone spritzed them all over with gelatin. Gameplay-wise, MKX retains the previous game's new X-ray function while introducing a few new features. Taking a cue from Injustice Gods Among Us, there are now interactive stage elements. It's great. There's nothing like chucking a random bystander at your opponent. Brutalities return as another finisher option, but they're not the super string of combos they were in Ultimate MK3. Now they're basically extra fatalities that you can do to end a match instead of doing it afterward. MKX also brought back the long-absent sprint function to encourage fast-paced combat with a K. It can't be overstated how aggressive this game's fighting style is. Combos are king, so it's not exactly friendly to casual players like me, who would try online play only to get juggled non-stop for the entire bout. Then there's the character variations, which give all the combatants multiple movesets and different strengths. I tried to learn, but I got lost when people started talking about 50-50s. What the fuck is that? Luckily, I don't care about getting good. You know I'm just here to watch my stories. Most of MKX takes place about 25 years after our heroes defeated Shao Kahn. That means they're all older, and a bunch of them have adult kids to continue the combat with a K.
Us older folks are gonna retire someday. So it's time for your generation to step up.
As divisive as the combat kids are, I'm down with a good time jump. Problem is, this story is time pogoing. We jump back and forth between the present and various points in the past, and they're all out of order too, so you end up seeing characters do stuff after you've already seen them die. Oh yeah, and there's a series of canonical graphic novels that takes place before this game. The story ends up being a damn puzzle, more like Nolan Realm Studios. Still, at the end of the day, this is Mortal Kombat. The graphics are a huge step up from MK9, and the roster nicely blends familiar and new. I enjoy the character introductions that happen before a fight, a little three-line back and forth that is sometimes funny.
Repulsive human.
Sleeping with Baraka's repulsive.
Who told you this?
And sometimes shades in lore and backstory.
How do you know me?
We house your family's souls.
Even with the confusing plot that occasionally gets sidetracked and slowed down, I still had a great time playing Mortal Kombat X. Can't ask a video game for more than that. Now before we continue, I've got to transform and take a visit to the sponsor realm. Cook Unity is a subscription service that delivers fresh, handcrafted meals right to your door. They're designed by professional chefs, made daily in regional micro kitchens, and delivered fully cooked to you, or in this case, me, every week, in as few as 4 per week or as many as 16, with the option to pause, skip, or cancel with a K whenever you like. Then all you have to do is heat it up, and since I don't have Scorpion's fire breath, this oven will have to do. Thanks to Cook Unity, I'm able to put together a meal that's not only filling, but also well-made and interesting, without having to waste an hour or more of my day on cooking and doing dishes. After all, when you're in the business of death, life's plenty busy already. And Cook Unity offers a wide range of meals to choose from, with over 7 dietary preferences you can sort by, like vegan, paleo, and gluten-free. Now, my only dietary restriction is the blood of my enemies. So I'm gonna eat this Korean flank steak rice bowl with asparagus from Chef Esther Choi, a New York City chef who was named a Zagat 30 under 30 for her cooking. But if you're vegan, you could go for their vegan rigatoni vodka with pine nut parmesan. Gluten-free? No problem. Just choose their chipotle lime salmon with Brussels sprouts. There are so many options. Now, if you don't mind, good enough for an elder god. You can try Cook Unity for yourself and get 50% off your first order by going to cookunity.com/deadmeat50 or clicking the link in the description and using code deadmeat50. All right, no more delays. Let's get to kill counting with a K. Like K for count too, not just for kills. That already has a K. The game begins with Stony Statue story time. Johnny Cage narrates the tale of Shinnok, an Elder God who rebelled against the others and invaded Earthrealm. He was stopped by the Elder Gods and Raiden, who is not an Elder God, and I'm sorry that I said he was in the last episode. I was wrong. I mean, he did become an Elder God at the end of MK4, but he renounced it to defend Earthrealm and Deadly Alliance. And besides, that's the OG timeline. We're in the second of 3 timelines now. Anyway, they chained up Shinnok like Jason at the bottom of Crystal Lake, but anyone who finished MK9 or its kill count knows that Netherrealm nuisance is back. After that intro, we get a kill. A soldier missing his face in the middle of a war. We're on the streets of Earthrealm City again, where 11 soldiers are seen getting murdered by Netherrealm beasts. That's including all the dudes who get snatched up and flown away. And it's definitely including this one who gets decapitated. And you know what? These gargoyle guys are humanoid enough for me, so I'll also count the one who gets gunned down. Send Quasimodo my regards. This is 2 years after the events of the last game, during the Netherrealm War. Quan Chi's demons are wreaking havoc on Earthrealm. Nope, I didn't mean that havoc. Save it for MK1. Major Sonya Blade is leading a special forces squad and is joined by movie star Johnny Cage and Kenshi Takahashi, a blind swordsman. Kenshi was in the 3D trilogy, Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon, and was also a DLC character in MK9. His sword, named Sento, contains his ancestral spirits who help guide him in combat. Their fellow choppers start to go boom, and normally I'd only count 1 pilot each for those. But we do see 6 soldiers in the back of this one, plus a pilot and presumably a co-pilot in Sonya's spot. So I'll assume 8 is a standard unit size and double it to 16 for these 2 Blackhawks that go down. At least our heroes are on this chopper. Not that it's really all that much safer, I guess. Don't suppose either of you can fly this thing? Probably not. A harpoon's a sure sign of a scorpion infestation. And sure enough, that revenant murders 4 of the seated soldiers in a jiffy. And with style! After a small confines QTE fight, Kenshi saves Johnny by spearing Scorpion out the door. But then the Ice Ninja Sub-Zero arrives and kills off the last 2 soldiers with a double Jason X kill. Now, I know what you're thinking. This doesn't make any sense. Sub-Zero, real name Kuai Liang, turned into a friggin' cyborg 2 years ago thanks to the Cyber Lin Kuei. And what's more so, that Cyber Subby got his frozen ass kicked by a screaming Sindel. His death got the dull machete and everything. Yes, well, it's simple, you see. His soul was taken by Quan Chi along with the other fallen combatants, and the sorcerer decided he had more use and potential in his human form. He restored Kuai Liang back to his body, but still controls his revenant soul. It's all in the comics, folks. Kenshi and Johnny managed to get the ninjas off their chopper. Get out of here! But it crashes to the ground anyway. Womp womp. Don't worry though, the named characters survived.
We fared better than the men.
Yeah, sure could say that again, dude. Cage has to fight the ninjas properly on the ground, and during the battles, you can see 3 soldiers killed in the background. They're carried off to die by ghoulish gargoyles. All this fighting is worth it in their effort to reach Raiden's temple, where a battle sees 17 monks, I think, murdered by Netherrealm beasts. Just so many dead Tony Shalhoubs all over the place. The only defenders left are Raiden and Fujin, who killed 25 of these humanoid beasts with their combined weather powers. Oh, and with spears. Actually, they use the spears more. Way more. Yo, spears are dope. These kills are much cooler than that wind shit. Take no Fletch, Stormtail. They're just about overwhelmed, as is Josh counting kills, when we get 1 more for him to add. A beast whose stomach explodes thanks to a green skull from the sorcerer Quan Chi. He shows off some of his revenants, Sindel, Striker, and Cabal. The latter 2 ain't gonna do shit in this game, other than lie down to the Weather Wonder twins. Much scarier than these jobber ghouls is the ground-clapping entrance of Shinnok. He's an elder god from the Netherrealm, and he's real poetic about death.
Remove the shadow from the light. The shadow grows. The legacy of life is death.
Is that Fallout Boy or MCR? Shinnok's probably Mortal Kombat's most powerful antagonist, at least up to this point. I mean, he took over the Netherrealm after defeating Lucifer. Yeah, just straight up Lucifer. That's according to the manual for Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, which marked Shinnok's first appearance as a low-res polygon monster. Mythologies was an action-adventure game released in 1997. It was the first in the series not to be a fighting game, so I never gave it any thought. Heard it's kind of a pain in the ass. Interestingly, it's still canon in this timeline, since it takes place before the events of the original Mortal Kombat, so it wouldn't have been changed by Raiden's confusing call to the past. Shinnok more prominently featured in MK4, where he was the main boss and a playable character, but he was absent from the next two games. He was in Armageddon, but I mean, who the fuck wasn't, am I right? On their way to Raiden's temple, the Special Forces see 9 dead Shaolin monks being cleaned up. Nothing like a good corpse pile. They're found by Revenant Nightwolf, who's joined for the fight by Revenant Jax and Revenant Smoke.
Smoke is dead. I am an Enra.
Oh, I'm sorry, Revenant Anenra. Revenenra? Anenra's the Japanese word for smoke, which is cool, I guess. Would be cooler if smoke did anything in this game. It's a bummer for these Earthrealmers to have to fight their former friends, but they'd better do it, because Revenant Jax is full of piss and vinegar, minus the vinegar. Friends or not, they beat him up real good. Still sad though.
We're gonna fix you someday.
I can fix him! Inside the cave, Kenshi and Sento guide the SFers to a portal to Raiden's temple. Good thing, since Raiden and Fujin are attacked by Shinnok's forces and their coordinated grunting. The fight's a major headache, and Shinnok's getting ready to welcome them to the Netherrealm when he's interrupted by a shadow kick, courtesy of Johnny Cage. The Elder God fights back with poise and style, sometimes pulling a mid-air Pennywise, and sometimes looking like Neo when he realized he's the one. Damn, Shinny's so elegant! He goes to kill Sonya, only for Johnny to interfere, and the combination of powers turns him into a Super Saiyan of sorts. Huh, things didn't work out that way for Liu Kang when two powers combined, or Nightwolf and Sindel, come to think of it. Guess Johnny's got that A-list plot armor. This green halo is apparently a product of Johnny's Mediterranean war cult ancestry. Wonder if we should call him a hero or a gyro. The Gamma Glow allows him to defeat Shinnok and secure his amulet for the good guys. Oh yeah, Shinnok's got an amulet too. Mortal Kombat loves its freaking amulets. Whole series lousy with them. Raiden uses the amulet to capture Shinnok, and though Quan Chi and his revenants get away, Johnny and Sonya start snuggling up real nice.
She called me Johnny.
Later, in another chapter, we see what happened after Shinnok was imprisoned. The flirty duo tracked Quan Chi to his fortress, where the sorcerer confronted them with Revenant Sub-Zero, Jax, and Scorpion. A bunch of fighting ensued, but it ended when Revenant Jax stuck a blade through Johnny's back. As Cage bleeds out, Quan Chi's centerpiece blood pool starts bubbling up a brand new Johnny Cage. Or just like a random bald guy, if you're going by the background when this place is a fighting stage. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Is Johnny's life force being removed and put in a Revenant body? That's my guess. Raiden appears out of nowhere, as he does, and electroshocks the blood baby to reverse whatever's happening here. To help him, Sonya QTE kicks Quan Chi's ass, stomping his head a whole bunch of times. Oh, and one to his Quan Chi-ness too. Eventually, Raiden's lightning destroys the 3D blood printer, saves Johnny, and restores Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Jax to their living human forms.
That's amazing.
No, that's bullshit. What even happened there?
By coupling Quan Chi's dark magics to my own, I was able to restore their souls.
Oh, yeah, sure, okay. Quan Chi escaped yet again, but at least this actor and this cop found love. Now it's 20 years later, and an older Johnny Cage is leading a bunch of youths. Among them, Cassie Cage, he and Sonya's 20-year-old daughter, so you do the math. Johnny must have invaded more than one sacred temple that night. Yeah, I mean. Cassie is a Special Forces soldier, as is Jackie Briggs, the daughter of Jackson Jax Briggs. They're teaming up with Kung Jin, a member of the Shaolin monks like Liu Kang and Kung Lao before him, and Takeda Takahashi, the son of the blind swordsman Kenshi and a member of the Shirai Ryu, which is of course Scorpion's ninja clan. Now again, I know what you're thinking. You didn't mention the Lin Kuei, James. Well, that's where this group is headed right now, to convince the Lin Kuei Grandmaster to join their cause. And that Grandmaster is a scorching hot Sub-Zero. After Raiden's lightning restored him from his revenant state, Kuai Liang rose to the top of the Lin Kuei clan. The combat kids try to sneak in and confront him, but come on, this Sub-Zero motherfuckers! First he beats down Cassie, but compares her favorably to Sonya. Then he disciplines Takeda Takahashi, Jackie Briggs, and Kung Jin with both his actions and his purrs.
False bravado does not suit you.
Those dulcet tones are provided by Stephen Bloom, previously heard on this show by some of you as the Critters in Critters Attack. He also voices Reptile and Bo Rai Cho in this game, and you may know him as Wolverine or Spike Spiegel. With all those credits, you want to like this guy, so it's a good thing these fights were just a training exercise. Turns out Subby's been allied with Johnny Cage the whole time. I love the little crab walk this guy does when he cuts the kids free. Whoop, 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 Johnny's put together this group project to keep peace with Outworld.
I think that one is 1 second ahead, 1 second behind. But yeah, I had to. Let's see, 43, 44, 45. Okay, so the recording is a second ahead now, since I had to unpause.
Johnny's put together this group project to keep peace with Outworld, which is in the midst of a civil war. Their current emperor is Kotal Khan, the last member of the Aztec-inspired Aztec race. His rule is being threatened by Melina, who inherited the realm after the death of her father Shao Kahn, scary skull mask guy. Now she's fighting to take it back with a few loyal forces, and more importantly, Shinnok's amulet. Melina has the Tarkatans on her side, and they stage an attack on Kotal Khan's procession. It gets 6 of them killed by Kotal's cortege, which includes Ermac and his creepy dead guy powers. Also includes this bug lady. You don't want to get killed by bug lady. As the fight continues, a wide shot and other angles show 36 more bodies to count. Holy crap, man. They consist of both Tarkatans and forces loyal to Kotal Khan. Thank you for your counting service, Josh. You're a real one. Our old friend Kano's here, and he's being paid for by the Melina for Emperor group, so he tries to assassinate Kotal Khan. He's almost quick time evented out of his one good eye mate, then beat down in the old-fashioned button-mashing way. Oh, glad to see the fighting hasn't spread to the giant crank district back there. Before Kotal Khan can kill Kano, he's stopped by a fireball from Tanya. Tanya's an Adanian, the god-descended human-looking race that includes Kitana and Jade. She's allied with Melina in hopes of winning Adania's freedom from Outworld. Tanya first appeared in Mortal Kombat 4, where she worked for Quan Chi and Shinnok.
I don't know what Kitana saw in you. Can't you see, Liu Kang? This is a trap.
Her improved voice acting in this game is provided by Jennifer Hale, best known as FemShep in Mass Effect. Kotal Khan uses his sunlight powers to defeat this freedom fighter, then teleports to a rooftop, where he quickly takes down 3 Tarkatans with various forms of dismemberment. Kotal Khan's kinda cool. He moves on to Melina and bests her in combat with a K, but then she breaks out the super weapon. Holy Shinnok, that amulet disintegrates 3 dudes! Melina escapes thanks to another Adanian named Rain, who splooshes her away. That was so sudden, just the violent civil war between Kotal and Melina is causing a refugee problem, as wars do. Thousands of Outworldians, or Outworlders, have come through a portal to Earthrealm, and the Special Forces are trying to control the situation. They speak to Li Mei, an Outworlder from the village of Sun Do, and a character who first showed up in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. In the original timeline, she and her people were enslaved by the sorcerers to build a temple that would make a soulmate-o. She fought for the freedom of her village, but it didn't quite work out in the end. In MKX, Li Mei's a non-playable character who's willing to help out Earthrealm, even as Johnny Cage completely dismisses her people.
Our village, Sundo, was the epicenter of a fierce battle. We barely escaped with our lives.
Such is war.
Yo, what the fuck, dude? Li Mei's voiced by Tara Strong, a voice acting legend whose long list of roles includes a Powerpuff Girl, a Teen Titan, and a Timmy Turner. Strong also voices the Farah half of new character Farah Tor, a symbiotic Master Blaster-like combatant from Outworld who doesn't really affect the story at all, so this is all you'll hear of them.
Your eyes.
A nightmare. Who edit?
Gonna carve them out.
Thanks to Li Mei, the Earthrealmers learn that Melina has Shinnok's amulet. Sonya tells Cassie to take her team to Outworld. She's not in the mom mood, so anything to get some time away from her daughter. Johnny tries to talk to her, but she's only focused on the mission. It's why they got divorced after having Cassie.
There was a time when you cared more about your family than your job. General.
The combat kiddies head to Outworld and run into Aaron Black, a new character who's a badass gunslinger with a cool voice.
Now state your business, including a reason why we shouldn't kill you.
He's voiced by the prolific Troy Baker, who also voices Fujin and the big bad himself, Shinnok. Baker is a video game mainstay, voicing tons of well-known characters, including Joel in the Last of Us games. As for Aaron Black, he's an Earthrealm-born mercenary that may or may not have worked for Kano's Black Dragon clan. He was born in 19th century Texas, but granted a long life by Shang Tsung, which is why he's still here. He works for Kotal Khan as their reptile-like low-card jobber. The MK babies flash some amulet to gain cred, but it doesn't work.
I can buy one of those at that stall right over there.
I wonder if that's where you can buy the DLC horror characters too. MKX combat packs included Jason Voorhees, Leatherface, the Xenomorph from Alien, and Predator. And y'all say this shit ain't horror. Kung Jin avoids a fight and gets them backstage passes to see Kotal Khan at today's public execution. It's the hottest ticket in Outworld. The condemned man is a starving guy, only guilty of stealing bread to survive, so Kung Jin stops his beheading with an arrow. Fighting ensues, like a whole bunch of it, and Kung Jin puts down the cowboy, but I don't think anyone actually gets killed amidst all the chaos here. If there had been deaths, they'd be in bigger trouble when Bug Lady finally arrives. This is Devora, and she's a chitin, a colony of insects that bond together to form a humanoid body. She's like if Oogie Boogie and Tinkerbell had a baby. Please don't send me that porn. She's divisive among the fan base, but personally, I fucking love Devora. She's one of my favorite new characters, and not just cause she's hands down the hottest bug I've ever seen. Sorry, Flick. I love the way she refers to herself as this one, and her wonderful, interesting voice acting done by Kelly Hu. Last seen on this show in Friday 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. She took that hell of a drop. Finally, Devora's a dope-ass hype woman.
Make way for Kotal Khan. Move!
Kung Jin's crew yells at him for interfering, getting so mad they double swear.
You want to take this opportunity to tell us what the fuck shit you were thinking?
Great delivery by Cassie's voice actor Ashley Birch, who was in Borderlands, Horizon Zero Dawn, and the indie game Life is Strange. We find out why Kung Jin is sympathetic to petty thieves, as just 5 years ago, he was a pretty petty thief himself. He broke into a Shaolin monk temple and took an heirloom amiibo that belonged to his cousin Kung Lao. Raiden caught Kung Jin, and caught the kid's dressing down. He was mad at the Lightning Lord for letting Kung Lao get killed.
You made him fight Shao Kahn, and stood there while that bastard snapped his neck!
What? Raiden didn't make Kung Lao do shit. Guy stepped up to fight like he always does, but forgot that he had only beaten the sub-boss. Raiden tries to convince Kung Jin to join the Shaolin monks, like his cousin Kung Lao and their ancestor, the great Kung Lao, before him. And guess what, dude? It's cool that you're gay.
They care only about what is in your heart, not whom your heart desires.
Kung Jin is the first confirmed gay character of the series, so this is the only time it's referenced. More focus is put on his erudite interests. That's why he's so knowledgeable about Outworld.
I don't know, I expected the sky to be purple or something.
Don't believe everything you see online.
That's a tongue-in-cheek reference to how some of the older games, and even the movies, depicted Outworld as having a purple sky. Kung Jin's knowledge of the realm allows him to converse with Kotal Khan. A refugee woman has been found killed with one of Kano's so-called neckties. Wonder if that's what he gave his dad
keyboard.
for this kill puts Sonya on high alert, and soon she spots a sussy baka in the crowd. Too bad we don't get a scene of her beating the crap out of this lady. And somehow Kano in disguise.
Hello, love. Been a while.
Not long enough.
While Kano was voiced by the returning Michael McConaughey, Sonya has a new voice in the form of Trisha Helfer, best known for Battlestar Galactica, or if you're me, Lucifer. Oh, she also voiced Kerrigan in StarCraft 2. Fuck yeah, dude. They fight in the refugee camp, and I'll just note that sometimes a Tarkatan comes through the portal back there and gets killed. But this is a random occurrence that varies depending on how long your match goes on, so I'll only count this as a single kill. Not sure what else I'm supposed to do. After the fight, Sonya kindly convinces Kano to tell them where Shinnok's amulet is. She relays the info to the combat kids, still hanging out with the Bug Lady and the Pet King. Hey, speaking of Samurai Jack and Screamin' Mad Georgina, let's get their backstory with another flashback. Hooray! 5 years ago, Melina ruled as Khanum of Outworld, but was fixated with waging war on Earthrealm. Kodo wanted to usurp her and bring peace to the realm, so he asked Devora for help, since the only one on his side so far was fucking Reptile. Actually, Reppy Boy comes through this time and spills the tea about Melina.
She is a construct, formed in Shang Tsung's flesh pits. Your best claim to the throne is moot.
With that revelation, Devora decides to cut bait.
This one serves Melina no longer.
God, she sounds like someone applied auto-tune without knowing how to use it. Joining her in side-swapping is creepy dead guy's Ermac, leaving Melina with only Tarkatans on her side. And yes, it's pronounced Tarkatan. I got it wrong in the last video. And honestly, it feels like Baraka called me out personally.
It's Tarkatan, Earthrealmer.
To be fair though, if I hadn't pronounced it wrong, we wouldn't have gotten that Electric 6 parody. So, you know, I think it was worth it. Devora takes Baraka to the street, and not only beats him the regular amount, with Kotal giving her a thumbs down, she straight up fatalities Baraka, with the music and everything. It's hilariously over the top, as she takes the brain from his head and his heart and goes bum bum ba da dum. Sorry, Baraka Raka, you'll never talk to me again.
This video will probably go up next week then, because the
other one he wanted me, Back in the present,
Oh my God.
right? Devorah and Cassie
Forgive me.
Cage find Melina thanks
but
to
she-
Kano's
the
intel.
one she
First,
wanted
they
to
run
do
into
is,
Rain,
I
an
should-
Adanian
she
descended
said
from the
you
god
should do
Argus,
the
whose temple the Battle of
full one
Armageddon took place
first,
upon. So,
because he
you know,
mentioned
that's pretty cool.
about
He's
the
secretly
last
hoping
one in
Shinnok's
the new
amulet
one.
kills Melina so he can take
this
over.
might
But in the
go
meantime,
next
he's on
week.
her side, which is why he splooshed her to safety
And
earlier.
the-
Like Reptile, Noob Saibot, Smoke,
but-
and Ermac, Rain was a palette swap ninja in the original
Either way,
16-bit games. Palette swapping was a way to get around memory restraints on early consoles, allowing multiple characters to exist using a single sprite with different colors. As graphics evolved, so did these characters' unique appearances, and now you'd never be able to tell that Rain started as a purple scorpion. Oh, and yes, his name is a reference to Prince. He is Purple Rain. Devorah takes out the sploosh bag, as well as the other Adanian, Tanya, before finally fighting Melina. She secures victory over the once and would-be future leader of Outworld, and the half-clone is taken to Kotal Khan, who sentences her to death by hot lesbian action. Oh, so that's why Melina's design in this game has lips, so she can be killed by Devorah, who pukes bugs into her mouth until her skull skin is nothing but bug food. Fucking gross.
The rebellion is over.
As is my appetite. With Melina taken care of, Kotal Khan turns on the Earthrealmers, taking Shinnok's amulet for himself and holding them captive. And if one betrayal wasn't enough, try a bugs! Cause turns out Devorah's scheming against Kotal Khan and is actually allied with the forces of Netherrealm.
This one lives to serve Shinnok.
This one kills 2 Outworld guards with her bug powers. Retrieves Shinnok's amulet. Great, now a bug's got a WMD. Sonya visits Jax, who has spent his post-Revenant life as a simple man on a farm. He's mad his daughter Jackie joined the Special Forces and still holds it against Sonya, and especially Johnny Cage. But they want his help capturing Quan Chi now that he's resurfaced, and thankfully for them, it's always saving time for Farmer Jax. His daughter could use saving right now, since she and the combat kids are locked up Akon style. Cassie really living up to her last name. Once again, it's flashback o'clock, and someone must have stopped at a 7-Eleven, because it's taquito time. 5 years ago, Taquito was a student of Hanzo Hasashi, aka Scorpion, who at that point was an ex-Revenant who had a serious glow-up. Taquito had been estranged from his father Kenshi, but Master Hasashi organized a father-fuckboy reunion. Despite some initial conflict between them, they made up, and Kenshi told his son he had more to learn.
Now it is time to complete your training.
How did you do that?
We are telepaths, a family gift.
In the present, Taquito saves his friends with mind bullets, the product of his father's training. I don't think he killed that guard though. The tiny platoon continues as they run into Kotal Khan's forces on the dock. Kung Jin uses an atmosphere arrow to set the mood. Taquito uses his psychic training and the reflexes of you, the player, to beat Reptile senseless. Shouldn't have been a licky boy. He also defeats Aaron Black, and though Ermac's multi-minds give him a psychic migraine, he comes out on top in that fight too. The kids escape, which Kotal Khan is not pleased about. He assumes they're working with Devorah and have taken the amulet, and plans to invade Earthrealm to get it back. That dummy don't know the amulet is actually on its way to the Netherrealm, which is why Jax is there alongside Kenshi and a bunch of future dead soldiers. Their Netherrealm informant is Serena, an actual demon who first appeared in mythology's Sub-Zero. She was loyal to Quan Chi, but eventually turned on him, probably because he couldn't remember his lines.
A mortal, with the ability to freeze.
I forgot my line.
You suck.
Thereafter, she aligned herself with Bihan Sub-Zero and the Lin Kuei. She's only been playable in the Game Boy Advance Game Tournament Edition, and of course Armageddon, but she does make a return in this year's MK1, where you can see her in her little imp form. Quan Chi's a-comin' with some revenants, all of them riding demon rams? I don't know, they're pretty cool though. The bad guys murder 13, I believe, Special Forces guys, with various forms of magic, beheadings, fireballs, and a little gun. God damn it, Stryker! Jax gets involved and beats down Revenant Kung Lao with his very fun fighting style that includes fucking power bombs. Hell yeah, dude. Revenant Sindel is able to hang on by the skin of her teats before succumbing to Jax's one-man armies. So much for her overlooked, unfit appearance. Jax then saves Serena from Revenant Katana, who seems to enjoy her present state.
It suits me. I am a victim no longer.
She's so fucking over it. The fighting ends and the Revenants flee, and since everyone else's ass is kicked, Jax volunteers to find Quan Chi himself.
You'll be killed.
Wouldn't be the first time.
What a badass. He finds Quan Chi with Revenant Liu Kang, then takes down the zombie Shaolin monk in order to keep that faction XP grind going. He moves on to the sorcerer, who's so weak at this point, a single punch takes him to the ground. He's handcuffed and brought to General Sonya Blade for questioning, but before she can get to it, Hanzo Hasashi shows up. He wants to kill Quan Chi, even though Sonya needs him alive to restore Liu Kang and their other zombie friends. But that doesn't sound like a Hanzo problem.
You'd leave them trapped? Like you were?
Only Quan Chi concerns me.
Scorpion Man, always only looking out for number one. His Shirai Ryu warriors descend upon the special forces, but since he gave them orders to wound, not kill, I'm not gonna count any background bodies here. Hanzo and Sonya fight, and the funniest fucking thing is when you use your X-ray to defeat her, and then after the fight ends, he says this.
I wish you no harm, General Blade.
It was a painless harpooning, you see. In any case, nothing's gonna stop Hanzo from getting to Quan Chi, whom he calls the architect of his suffering. That's because doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo. 5 years ago, Hanzo learned quite the ice cream scoop from Kuai Liang. After getting de-revenantized, Sub-Zero returned to his clan, who were still cyborgs under the leadership of Grandmaster Sector. Sub-Zero killed Sector and keeps the cyborg's head around like Bishop in Alien 3. With that visual aid, we can put the ketchupy Lin Kuei on the kill count. Sub-Zero examined Sector's memory chip and learned that the Lin Kuei were working for Quan Chi, who took personal responsibility for slaughtering the Shirai Ryu.
Dun dun dun!
You know, it's weird that everyone's defining life moments all happened 5 years ago. What, there's just a whole 15 years of nothing before that? Anyway, this means Scorpion's entire revenge plot against Bi-Han was built on a lie, one that Quan Chi told him while the undead Scorpion was still a specter. Not a revenant, like I incorrectly said in the last kill count. Sorry. Again. It was Quan Chi who killed Hanzo's family, not Bi-Han, which is why Hanzo's coming after the sorcerer now. Quan Chi tries to talk his way out of it, but Scorpion's—
My name is Hanzo Hasashi!
Sorry, Hanzo's too pissed off to listen. I know some people were frustrated by his actions here, but this is the same dude who killed Bi-Han after promising Raiden he wouldn't. He's a hot-headed guy out for vengeance. It's just what he does. In the midst of the beatdown, Devora arrives, but she can't keep Scorpion's prize away from him.
Get over here!
For that line only, Scorpion is voiced by MK co-creator Ed Boon. He's been saying, "Get over here!" since the very first Mortal Kombat in 1992. He's voiced the battle cry in every game since, making him the longest-running video game voice actor of a single role. Devora tosses Shinnok's amulet to Quan Chi, and he utters a spell in slow motion. Right as he catches the catch-all magical device, he's decapitated by Hanzo's blade. Hanzo Hasashi has once again gotten revenge with a beheading, but judging by that slight smile, it's too late. Indeed it is, as the amulet erupts and gives birth to the fallen elder god Shinnok. He makes quick work of Hanzo and all the special forces, because these folks don't mean shit to him.
How small they are.
Though Quan Chi died to bring him here, Shinnok still got Devora and the Revenant gang. Though where Stryker and Cabal are, I just couldn't tell you, man. They take Johnny Cage as prisoner, but for some reason, leave everyone else alive. The combat kids get back just in time to see all the carnage, with a K. Raiden flashes to his temple, where Master Bo Rai Cho is waiting. This guy is one of the lesser-liked characters in the franchise. Introduced in Deadly Alliance, Bo Rai Cho is a Shaolin monk responsible for training Liu Kang and Kung Lao. But he's worse than just a drunken master archetype. He's a drunken, farting, puking master whose moveset might as well be from the Beavis and Butthead Genesis game, which fucking ruled.
That was cool.
Looks like in this timeline, dude still gets his drink on, but at least he seems a bit more hygienic. The two of them head to the Jinsei Chamber, which is a giant well of Earthrealm's life force.
Such beauty, like gazing upon the elder gods themselves.
Really? Because I don't remember them looking like blue lava, more like, you know, giant heads. Raiden tells Bo Rai Cho he's really sad about Liu Kang and Kung Lao getting killed and becoming revenants. He still hopes to restore them to human form.
I suppose it is possible.
As long as Quan Chi lives.
Oh, looks like Hanzo's gonna be in trouble again. Raiden reminisces about the past. Damn it, not again. But this time we switch it up and go back 25 years, in between the events of Mortal Kombat's 1 and 2. Or, I guess, in between the first and second parts of MK9. Man, this shit's confusing. This was during Shao Kahn's invasion of Earthrealm, and apparently Devora was there the whole time. Oh, Baraka, that bug leg gonna kill you in the future. This flashback feels like the least necessary of the game, outside of watching Raiden stop Devora's attacks with a giant bug zapper. But we don't really learn anything new here. It feels like padding so you can play as Raiden a little more. Back in the present, Raiden's back-to-bath is interrupted by Shinnok, who zaps Bo Rai Cho, but I don't think kills him.
You know not his power. His soul cannot be subjugated.
The Nether God leaves through a door that must have spent a lot of time doing Ab Ripper X. Damn, get a door. Raiden is forced to fight Liu and Lao, whom he just said were like sons to him. Guess they've got a Ray and Dominic thing going on then. All the zombies stomp a mud hole in Raiden's ass, but he fights back, and fights back the tears when Revenant Liu Kang gets sassy.
This is not your destiny, Liu Kang.
More visions, Raiden? Do you still see the future?
Love that line delivery by Tom Choi, returning to voice Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat 9 and MKVDCU. Raiden defeats Liu Kang and goes to stop, whatever's happening here. Is Shinnok bleeding into the Jinsei? And what the fuck's D'Vorah do? Yo, damn, this alliance ain't deadly, it's nasty. Yuck. Raiden gets trapped by Shinnok's ground grabbers, and the fallen Elder God submerges himself in Jinsei. The steam from his bath is seen for miles around, ushering in the end of the world as we know it. Quick, everyone, get your final thoughts out.
Hey, I think I love you is more than just a guard. Wait, what?
Between the Jinsei shower and probably a bunch of rare candies, Shinnok evolves into a Chernabog? Or maybe a Shinnabog. It's up to the combat kids to save the day, but en route to Raiden's temple, they run into an Outworld portal. Kotal Khan and his crew, with a K, is here, thinking they stole the amulet. The Endor-like woods fight that ensues sees 8 Outworlders get killed. A grenade knocks a tree down onto 6 of them, and then Kung Jin kills 2 more with his energy arrows. There's some fighting and a little bit of romance as Jackie and Takeda develop a relationship of convenience. She gets a good moment when she beats down Ermac, considering he's the reason her dad had to hold her as a baby with metal arms. The kids tell Kotal Khan that Shinnok's the bad guy. I mean, look at that sky. It's all evil. Kotal decides that he, for one, welcomes his new Shinnok overlord.
I will appease Shinnok. Bring him your heads. Gain time to bolster Outworld's defenses.
The combat kids are cornered with a K, but at the last minute, their attackers freeze. Rescue comes in the form of Sub-Zero and the Lin Kuei, though I don't see any definitive kills in the background. As Subby pushes Kotal Khan back to Outworld, the kids continue on to Raiden's temple. They overhear that Shinnok wants to capture Earthrealm first, then make war on the heavens and defeat the Elder Gods themselves. That would basically end the universe, so they fight their way through the Revenants, one of whom reminds MK9 players of their past trauma.
Has your mother ever told you what I did to her friends? Kill them all in the blink of an eye.
With all these damn Revenants around, only Cassie and Kung Jin are able to make their way inside, where Raiden is still getting the bastard Skelly squeeze, and Cassie's dad is getting gnawed on by D'Vorah's bug friends. Cassie puts an end to that shit.
You're the bug, I'm the windshield.
Before she can free Johnny from that very expired honeycomb, Tim Curry legend-looking Shinnok shows up and kicks her ass evilly. He's ready to finally get back at Johnny Cage for defeating him all those years ago, but only problem is, looks like the green apple don't fall far from the shadow tree.
Holy shit, it does run in the family.
As Cassie Cage, you're forced to fight the absolute pain in the ass that is corrupted Shinnok. Man, did this guy suck to fight. Thankfully, Cassie has the ultimate power of guns? Oh, come on! Eventually, probably after many tries, you win the fight. Most likely with a bunch of kick uppercuts. His ultimate defeat comes when Cassie crushes his fully rendered shin nuts. With Shinnok defeated, Cassie and Kung Jin help Raiden into the Jinsei energy source. His magic, or whatever, zaps the corrupted Shinnok back into his usual sassy old guy form.
That's amazing.
Then Raiden screams and the red clouds of death dissipate. Revenants Liu Kang and Kitana get the heck out of there. Raiden and Johnny Cage are saved, and the Cages are reunited with Sonya Blade as a family.
You did a great job with your team, Johnny.
You hear that, Cass? She called me Johnny.
Oh, that's nice. The Jinsei is restored and all seems well, except Raiden's become a bit miffed. He's been corrupted by Shinnok's powers after removing them from the Jinsei, giving us the badass that is
Dark Raiden.
In a final scene, he warns that he's through being Mr. Nice God. From now on, the best defense for Earthrealm is an aggressive offense.
I will seek out and destroy all who threaten it. No mercy will be shown. No quarter given.
To prove he's serious, Dark Raiden tosses Shinnok's still living head towards the feet of Netherrealm's new rulers, the revenant forms of Liu Kang and Kitana. They now rule the afterlife as undead king and queen. Yes! Were more souls sent to the Netherrealm this time than in the Redux of MKs 1 through 3? Let's find out at the numbers, after I check out this episode's new roster of combatants. Okay, now I know how this works. Whoever I pick, I'll have to fight. So let's see. I'm not gonna fight my wife. Scorpion Sub-Zero's a little played out, so... Oh, Tremors 4 Dandy Zoran? Yeah, I could take this guy. Fight. All right, let's do this.
Critter ball.
Oh, nice move.
Critter ball.
What do you...
Critter ball. Critter ball.
You have any other moves?
Critter ball.
Jump.
Finish him.
Dang it.
Sub-Zero James wins. Animality.
I counted 168 kills in Mortal Kombat X, 20 more than I counted in MK9. Unfortunately, this game's kills were way more skewed to nameless folk. As shown by this pie chart, only 4 kills were of named characters. The rest were all randos. As far as who did the killing this time through, 16 characters had confirmed kills on screen. I won't get into everyone's stats, cause that's a lot, but the top 3 saw Revenant Liu Kang with 9, Fujin with 12, and Raiden with 13, giving him the top spot once again, only this time he doesn't share it with Sindel, who only got 1 kill. What happened, Screamin' Mad MILF? I'll give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Melina. Some people don't like that a hugely important character got killed by a brand new bug lady, but look at this shit. It's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, see? Jax knows. Double Machete for lamest kill will go to the Special Forces guy shot by Stryker. In a world of zombies, fireballs, and killer screams, gun deaths are by far the most boring. And that's it. Mortal Kombat X was released in 2015. It was my reintroduction to the franchise when I streamed myself playing it here on Dead Meat way back in 2018. I fucking love these games, so I'll look at Mortal Kombat 11 sometime in the future, but there might be a SAG video game strike coming up, or maybe it's happening now. I'm filming this far in advance, so, you know, it'll kind of depend on that. But until next time, I'm James A. Janice. This has been The Kill Count. Hey everyone, thanks a lot for watching the MKX Kill Count. I was so happy when the Mortal Kombat 9/Mortal Kombat 2011 Kill Count did really well. You guys really responded to it, and I'm glad you did, because I know that Mortal Kombat isn't really horror. But I saw a lot of people saying that they were excited to watch me talk about something I was excited about, and I'm glad that came through. Like I just said, I fucking love these games. I love the storylines. MK1 just came out. I love that game too. That one's storyline is amazing, and the voice acting is almost entirely awesome. So again, if you haven't played these games, I would say jump in there, man. You don't necessarily have to get good at all the combos and all the... What is the 50-50? It's like your opponent has a 50-50 chance of doing like a high or a low, so you have to choose whether to block high or low. Maybe after the crazy Halloween season, I can play online with some of you guys. That'd be fun, right? A little Mortal Kombat action. You guys want to kick Dead Meat's ass? All right, everyone, get in here and kick my ass. Thanks, everyone. Be good people. Oh, shit. Almost forgot. Mortal Kombat!
So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna have to go find the other one, and I'm probably just gonna upload both within this week. I know I normally don't do that, but I'm just, I don't know, be consistent. Otherwise, this one's gonna go up next week. Either way, depending on how many things I can find this week, then I'll determine. Again, I don't know why not. So, yeah, hopefully the other one's not that long. Other than that, I'll at the next video.